All right, welcome back to Unleashed, the most legit Celtics podcast in the game. Episode number 65. This podcast has been around for less than a year, which is about 52 weeks, right? And we're already at episode number 65, and we probably had about 5 bonus episodes, so we are cranking them out. We're averaging more than one per week, which is, again, from the beginning, is something I told you guys in the early episodes was something that I was really going to try and do, because we're gonna at least get that once a week, But that little extra bonus episode, or the episode you didn't see coming, or the little surprise episode, I guess we can call it, I feel it goes a long way, and I know other podcasts that do that. I definitely get excited when those drop. So we're trying to replicate that same thing, but 65. I know it's not a milestone. It's not like when we hit 100, it'll probably be something to celebrate. But it is sort of that, any number that ends in a 5 kind of, you draw a note to it. And 65. Here we are. We're talking The Last Dance, and then we have some awesome voicemails to get to, some sort of would you rathers and things kind of outside of sports. So shout out to you guys for leaving those voicemails. Again, I feel like I've said in the last 3 episodes, not much sports to talk about. So what the hell are we going to talk about? Well, you guys have come to the plate. You're swinging for the fences and definitely helping me out with creating some content. So we'll jump right into the Last Dance. If you're not caught up, I think this really shouldn't be any spoilers for you, as like we've said in the past. Like, this all happened. All of the Last Dance happened. It's not really something you can truly spoil. But the most recent episode got into Michael Jordan's gambling. They kind of touched upon it. They showed his interview where he denied it, so on and so forth. Not here to, again, using air quotes now, spoil what happened. I'm here to more talk about the Jordan gambling side of things, because it is something that, the minute that gets brought up in the sports world, all of a sudden everyone has these conspiracy theories. Everyone either feels, nah, he didn't, there's no way, there's not enough evidence, or are you kidding me, his dad got killed over it. So I'm here to give you kind of where I fall there, and we'll jump right into it. It's a 2-part thing. So the first part is, do I think Michael Jordan was gambling, or do I think he had a gambling problem? I'll say this. Do I think he was shaving points and suspended because he was shaving points and everything? No, I don't see it going that far. They say David Stern may have given him a secret suspension because he didn't want the press leaking out there that Michael Jordan, the best player in the game, was shaving points. I can't see that being true, because at the time you have to realize Michael Jordan's also the most valuable player in the league. Literally, like, he's the player that is moving the needle for the NBA. I can't see David Stern thinking it's a more valuable decision to suspend him if he's shaving points. I don't know. I just don't see him. I don't see him shaving points whatsoever. He's a competitor. He's one of the best competitors of all time. But for David Stern to think, okay, even if there's rumors of him shaving points, let's get rid of our most valuable asset, it just doesn't line up to me. So, no, I don't think he was shaving points. I'll say that. Do I think he had a gambling problem? No. Also, no there. Like, I don't see exactly why, what evidence you have that he has a true gambling problem. Now, disclaimer, was barely born when all of this was going around. So, if you're older than me, you probably have a different take on this. Maybe you remember some things that aren't in this documentary, that aren't really in the blogs and websites and whatnot out there now. So sure, fine. This is coming from me. This is my opinion. But I'm talking about the aftermath here. And this is where I'm starting to talk about the second part of this. This is a 2-part thing I said. I don't think he had a problem. Why? Because of, I guess, 3 things. The first part, Michael Jordan's a competitor. He was going to do anything. He's going to make it more competitive. Why not sprinkle a little change on some golf, or play quarters in the locker room? Like, it's not a red flag that Michael Jordan was betting on golf. If you're an avid golfer, I'm an avid golfer, you throw money on golf all the time. It just makes it a little more intense. It gives you that competitive edge that you might not have. And in a game like golf, where everyone can be equal, Michael Jordan could be playing against a guy that stinks at golf, or a Tiger Woods like he has before too. A handicap system in golf makes everyone equal, meaning it's something that you can definitely gamble on, because each party has just as much of an opportunity to win the money as the other. So I don't think him putting money on there is like a red flag. Like, I can't believe he's out there spending money on golf. No, it's fine. He's a competitor. He wants to make it a little more juicy. And, I've done it before. I've bet on stupid things. I bet on the Call of Duty League a couple weekends ago. Won, by the way. Shout out to the Chicago Huntsmen, who unfortunately I know nothing about, but now have put some money in my pocket. You bet on things to make it a little bit more interesting, and that's fine. And this is where the second part of this is too. It's all relative. So Michael Jordan, they were talking about the amounts he would bet and whatnot. That's probably similar to you or I going out there and betting $10, or even if it was like a $50 bet, making a big bet using air quotes like that. And I hate the people that are like, well, it's a principle of it. It doesn't matter if he's betting what's equivalent to $10 to him. It's still he's gambling. No, it's not. That's a fact. It's like throwing a $10 bill for a steak and cheese at a restaurant. You don't see people being like, oh, he's got a steak and cheese problem. No, just because it's a larger amount, the law of relativity still stands. Like, it's not that much to him. And honestly, he's not going to bet $10 on a golf game because it doesn't matter to him. It's a drop in the ocean to him. So betting, gambling, wagering, it's all relative to how much you actually have. That's why, Phil Mickelson, not to keep talking about golf here, but Phil Mickelson had those, I guess, gambling scandals, you can call it, a few years ago. Why do you think that just went away? Because I feel like people finally realized, oh, wow, this guy makes plenty of money. It's okay for him to gamble. Like, if Michael Jordan, and this is another key point I think here, if Michael Jordan still, after his playing days, still hasn't gone bankrupt, hasn't had any of these rumors come out like he's about to go bankrupt, or he's gambled away all of his money like we've heard other guys do, why is the thought of, oh, he's got a problem still there? What are the signs of the problem? That he's doing it? Who cares? He likes to gamble. That's not a big deal. So I do think that, if there's signs of a problem, if Michael Jordan now, years removed from the game, was filing for bankruptcy, and it's like, how does a guy like Michael Jordan go bankrupt? Oh, well, let's put two and two together. That's not happening. He's still doing fine, and I think he handled it perfectly too. He said it's something he likes to do, and he doesn't have a problem though. He can stop anytime he wants. So there it is. Like, do I think Michael Jordan was shaving points? No. Do I think he had a gambling problem? No. Is it obvious that he liked to gamble? Yes, but that doesn't throw a red flag up there and say, oh my God, this guy's the devil. No. He, even removed from the game in a time, and he'd probably be gambling more outside of basketball, right? Like, now it's like, he's like, what the hell do I do to get my competitive fix? He'd be gambling even more and more and pushing the limits even further and further and further. Yet we still don't have that Michael Jordan is going down a dark, dark path story out there. So I think he's doing all right. I think he's got the lack thereof a problem under control. And I don't know. I feel like people like to just project the negativity towards the stars. Like, you got to find something wrong with him. Maybe he's not always been the great teammate. He's not always smiles, but fine. That you don't crucify someone for that. He's a competitor, and that's what it is. So, I do think that people like to look at the negativity of someone that's successful out of envy. But that's just me. Again, like I said, the disclaimer was that this is all after the fact, pretty much for me. This happened, shortly after I was born, or right around the time I was born. So for me to have the current event knowledge of it and the first-hand sort of opinion probably isn't coming from the best source. But hey, it's what we do here. We stick to our story. Unleashed Podcast. Welcome. Before we move on to the voicemails, I wanted to say one thing. We have a nice little coupon code for you guys at the Guy Boston Sports Store. We just remapped the entire website. It looks great. It's really going to take us to the next level, and we're doing great things with the store too. So we have a discount code for you. I know somewhere on the screen here you see Unleashed. It takes 20% off your order. Well, we're one-upping it, so don't pay attention to this graphic. For the next week, until the next episode at least, Unleashed is going to take 30% off your order. No minimums, no restrictions, nothing like that. 30% off your order. We got some awesome stuff. GuyBostonSports.com/store. Check it out. And then also we're announcing a little bit of a giveaway at the end of this episode, so stay tuned. But let's move on to some voicemails. Let's throw on the headphones and get to some voicemails.
Hey Ev, this is Tyler from Easton, Mass. Just calling to say hi. Had a quick question for you. If you had to be quarantined with one movie character, who would it be? Personally, I'd probably go with Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter. I think she's quirky. I think she has a lot of weird knowledge, and I think it'd be a lot of fun, just be quarantined with her, because She'd keep things interesting. She'd always have a weird fact for you. And, yeah, so just curious what your thoughts were. Thanks.
All right, there we go. There's the first voicemail. Like I said, we got a few voicemails. Not really pertaining to sports, but I love it. So this one, now I have like a big three for this, and I feel like a big three for all different reasons. And these are not in particular order. But my first one, and I feel like this is an easy answer. I feel like a lot of people would say this, but if you had to be quarantined and with one movie character, my first answer, James Bond. I want to hang out with James Bond in hopes his coolness were to rub off on this guy. Can you imagine that? If I was cool hosting a podcast, this thing would go from wherever it is right now to the absolute next level. So there's the first one. The next one, now this is out of pure enjoyment. So take away the cool thing. I mean, this guy's pretty cool too, but this is actually just out of, okay, well, like, how is my day going to be enjoyed? How am I going to enjoy my day? Ferris Bueller. I know, in the movie, he went all over town. They did a bunch of different stuff. But if you're telling me that Ferris Bueller couldn't take your house, your home, your apartment, your dorm room, whatever you're quarantined in, and turn it into some sort of fun factory, you're crazy. So there's the second one. And then the last one, this is probably, I don't know why, just probably because it's either one of or my favorite movie, why I'd want to be quarantined with him, but Forrest Gump. I feel like he's so genuine, down to earth. He's clearly a good storyteller. That entire movie was a story, so that might be, if I had to draft out of those three, it might be Forrest Gump simply for the fact that he's a good storyteller and he's down to earth and, I don't know, he'd make me chuckle. So there are the three right there. Let's get to another voicemail. Let me know what you think in the comments if you're on YouTube right now and watching this. If you're listening to the Apple Podcast or Spotify, anything like that, don't worry about this. Disregard this next statement. But if you're on YouTube watching this, please comment down below your 3 movie characters that you'd like to be quarantined with. Let me know who you think. Let's get to the next voicemail.
Hey, Ev, this is Tyler from Worcester, Massachusetts.
Two
I
Tylers?
just want to know.
Hold on. Let me play this other one. Is this the same voice?
Hey, Ev, this is Tyler from
No. All right. 2 Tylers.
Hey, Ev, this is Tyler from Worcester, Massachusetts. I just want to know if you've seen, because I saw a tweet out earlier, if you've watched Tiger King on Netflix, and if you have not, I suggest binge watching this.
Did.
And if you have, I would like to get your reaction on if you believe Carol Baskin actually did murder her husband, or if you think it's a big hoax. And then get your overall reaction to, the Tiger King in general. Thank you. Have a great day.
Well, Tyler, I hope you have a great day too. You ask about Tiger King. First question was, do I think Carol Baskin killed her husband? 1 trillion %. 1 trillion %. I mean, what happened to him? What happened? And then she drops the line that I feel like caught the world by storm. Well, if you put him in sardine oil or something like that, maybe that's what. So, like, it's just these creepy things she said. And my thing with her was that every time I saw her talk about something controversial, she would start laughing and be like, why would I do something like that? It's like, I've seen that so many times before. That's like a nervous tick almost. You make comedy out of the dark stuff. And I think it's a deflection. I think it's her defense. So, yes, I think Carol Baskin, I think you, if you are watching this or you're listening to it, I think you killed your husband. I don't know. It doesn't make sense why you just up and vanish. You know what I mean? All right. So your second part was just like, what do I think about Tiger? I thought it was awesome. I thought Tiger King was pretty cool. I do not understand why it went so viral and became like one of, if not the biggest documentary of all time. I can't understand that. I'll be honest. It was good, but I only watched it because everyone else was watching it. You know what I mean? It wasn't because I was like, oh, this tiger documentary, let me get my hands in on there. No. But Joe Exotic, everyone in it was pretty like, what am I watching? But I can't get enough. The one thing I'll say, and I don't know, I don't want to spoil it, but they had that extended episode or whatever come out, and it was via Skype. It was during quarantine and stuff. I thought that was, to be honest, I thought it was stupid. I don't think there's anything valuable from there. I thought the host was a dweeb. I could have gone without that. I would have liked it just kind of ending where it ended and with a lot of questions. I'm fine with that. But interviewing the guys, post the actual launch of the show, it was like, what am I doing this for? I'm trying to get that Tiger King fixed because it's another episode, a limited series. I didn't need to see that. So my overall thoughts on it, definitely if you have not seen Tiger King, go ahead and watch it. Me saying Carol Baskin killed her husband does not spoil it, so don't worry about that, but go and check that out. I mean, I feel like we're a couple weeks late on the podcast talking about this, so apologies there, but if you haven't seen it, go see it. All right, last one here.
Hey, AF guy, this is Gunnar Rains down here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I'm like your
Arkansas. Jones. All right, here we go. What's his name?
Hey, AF guy, this is Gunnar Rains down here in Jonesboro.
Gunnar Rains? Gunnar Rains? Maybe the coolest name I have ever heard. Gunnar Rains. All right, let's actually play this one through.
Hey, AF guy, this is Gunnar Rains down here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I'm like your seventh biggest fan. A couple questions for you. I'll just go rapid fire. What's your advice to new couples who are quarantining and stuck together for the first time? You know, that way they don't end up killing each other. Number two,
That little
what are
giggle.
you doing sports-wise or watching to get through this quarantine? You know, in those sports, I've reverted to like watching like marble racing on YouTube and stuff like that. So just want to know what you thought. And then third, could you give us more of those what you call shotgun reviews, but maybe switch things up? Maybe you could shotgun what do you young folk call it, like a white paw or a white claw? Maybe switch it up, like a box of wine, maybe a nice vodka soda, something like that. Anyway, love the eighth guy, and go Middle Tennessee State.
All right, a lot to digest there. First question he asks: how do you, as if you're a new couple quarantine, how do you not kill each other? Just don't. Definitely don't Carol Baskin your significant other. But I don't know. Maybe binge watch Tiger King. That could help. Next, you said, what do you do without sports? And you've reverted to watching marble racing. I've seen it. Marble racing is pretty damn cool. What have I done? Well, I have continued this podcast, attempting to talk about sports. I've been trying to game a little bit more, playing a lot of Call of Duty Warzone, watching streams on that, trying to get better, just sort of filling that void of competitiveness. And like I said, I've gambled on the Call of Duty World League or World Call of Duty League, whatever it is. So nothing is the same. Like, I'm not filling those voids. I'm watching the old Celtics games. I'm watching some of these old golf tournaments that are playing. Big golf fan. Feel like golf's been talked about a lot this podcast, but hey. But nothing's really filling the void at all. Nothing's taking its place. Maybe I'll have to dig into marble racing a little bit more. Sounds like you have, and sounds like that's big down in Arkansas. And then the last thing you said, more shotgun reviews? Fine. You want more shotgun reviews? You'll get more shotgun reviews. Stay tuned. Maybe next episode we'll get one going. That'll be one to drive the YouTube audience, because you probably won't get a shotgun. You won't get a sense of what I do in the shotguns on the podcast version, but you can see the video version. So thank you guys very much for the voicemail. So we got 2 Tylers and a Gunnar Rains. Yikes. Love it, though. Love it. Arkansas, we got a couple Massachusetts people calling in. Guys, if you want to leave a voicemail for next episode, it's 617-302-6363. We're playing every single voicemail. We got some in the backlog. These were from a little bit ago, but like I say, if you don't hear your voicemail in the first episode after you leave it, just know it'll get played eventually. And if you've been listening since the start, if you've been listening for a while, if you're an OG of the Unleashed Army, you know that we play them all. We've played some hate voicemails. So if you're watching this, like the Sixers fans from last video, you guys were going off in the YouTube comments. You're a bunch of idiots because you're Sixers fans, so that just comes with the territory. If you don't agree with me, leave me a voicemail. Tell me how much you hate me. Bring it on. But remember, I'm the one with the mic. Kind of stinks on your end. But all right, let's get to the giveaway that we are doing. All right. So we've been teasing this on Twitter. We've been getting you guys excited. By the way, follow me, EvGuyBoston, on Twitter. We're finally doing it. We are giving away a Tatum The Problem t-shirt, one of our best sellers of April. Since we've launched it, really, this thing has been taking off. It is the one in the graphics. Let me use my memory here. Graphics right here. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the actual t-shirt. We're giving one away. It comes in a bunch of different colors, so you'll be able to choose your color. But what you have to do, and this is going to be key because we're trying to cross-pollinate here. I think that's the term. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, you got to head over to YouTube. Type in GuyBostonSports.com. You'll find it. This episode of the podcast, episode number 65, probably titling it Michael Jordan Gambling, something like that. All you have to do is like that video. So like this video if you're watching and subscribe to the Guy Boston Sports YouTube channel. And you're going to be entered to win this giveaway. And yep, we'll send it out to you. Our warehouse is still up and running even with quarantine for now. So all you got to do is like this video and subscribe on YouTube to Guy Boston Sports. And there you go, you're entered. Easy as that. I'm not going to have you tag 3 friends or share it on social media. No, all you got to do is what I just said. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, and you're entered to win an awesome t-shirt. One of my favorite t-shirts that we've launched. Awesome design work there and everything like that. So, yeah, get yourself some Celtics merch. You know what I mean? You can either use that 30% discount code Unleashed or just play your odds, play your chances, and enter the giveaway and get that sort of Celtics fix that you've been missing. So, yeah. Thank you guys very much for watching, listening. Make sure you're subscribing, liking the video, and leaving us reviews on iTunes. I still check those daily. I'm loving some of the reviews and ratings that are coming in. You know, I literally genuinely love doing the podcast. The success and sort of the business-like features that have come with it have been second to the fact that I love jumping on here and doing it. That's why we're implementing video. We're getting better equipment, so on and so forth. So, yeah, please, if you are enjoying, make sure you can do anything you can do to support the show, subscribing, everything like that. So until next time, guys, Carol Baskin, you killed your husband.